Okay folks, welcome back to the 74 Challenger restoration. Okay, we are moving along with this 440 rebuild. Got some parts in the mail. So we have some piston rings to go in it. We have the cam bearings. Those are the rod bearings, the mains. I've got this tool for doing the cam bearings. We've got a seal kit. So we're pretty much ready to start putting this thing back together. I just spent some time knocking out the old cam bearings, and then I cleaned everything up down in there. So those things are cleaned up, ready to go. I spent a lot of hours honing these cylinders. Took a bunch of measurements. I am sort of kind of within factory specs. Two of the cylinders I'm about maybe 1 thou over the 5 thou limit. So we're gonna go with it. Here, I'll spin this around and I'll kind of show you what they look like. Okay, so factory spec bore size on this is 4.320, and after I was done honing some of these, the worst one is at about 4.326, which is this guy here, and that measurement is up near the top, about maybe 1 inch down in the bore. So this is the worst one. So it is 6 thou over. Book says you should rebore these things when you're at a 5 thou over limit. We're just gonna let this rip anyway and hope for the best. It did clean up. There's still some pitting down in there, and there's some pitting up at the top. There's a little bit of pitting up at the top of this one, and then there was another cylinder over here. Yeah, it had some pitting down in there as well. One of them had this guy here. This guy's got a nasty scratch in it. A couple of them were kind of scuffed up like that. You know, it's not perfect and whatever. I'm not sending this thing out to a machine shop and spending the money on a rebore on this. Like I said, that one there is going to be the motor we build up someday. Turn that into high performance. This one's just a stalker, just to get us going. So I'm happy with how it turned out, and yeah, we're just gonna go with it. Alright, so this is the installation tool that I picked up off Amazon. They have different ends that go on here depending on the size of the bearing that you're installing. So for this first one, which is the smallest, we're going to start with that size. So all we do, get that thing set on there, crank this thing. Okay, so we want to snug that down. Okay, and that's going to catch on the side of the bearing there. And then all we do is we center this thing up and drive it in. Okay, we're going to line up our marks for the oil hole there. Get that cone in the right spot, and then we'll start hammering. Cross our fingers. Something like that. Oh, shifting around there. Yeah, that looks bang on. That hole lines up perfectly. So that is where that bearing goes. Okay, it's lined up, but what the hell do I do about that now? Ugh. See, this is why I did not want to do this job. I have to somehow deburr that edge. How on earth am I going to do that? Okay, well, I came up with a bit of a solution there. I don't know if this is happening because this is just an inexpensive tool, or that's probably the case. But, oop. So these things are, I don't know if they're aluminum, but they're a very, very soft material. So what I was able to do was get yourself a razor blade, and you're gonna scrape it like backwards all around inside there. That's what I just did. So it's like a ridge reamer tool. Right, so just kind of angle it onto that edge very carefully. Scrape that thing. So you're not using the cutting edge going forward, you're scraping it on the back side, and be careful you don't slip, obviously. Right. Yeah, you can feel it. That is completely gone now. Oh, shoot, my finger's jammed. Oh, that's still snug. Okay. Well, that is snug. That does not want to slide in. Alright, took some finagling, but I was able to just keep scraping that with the razor blade. And finally got it to fit in there smoothly. So I guess that's pretty much the same thing the you know, putting the slot in the cam trick would do. I'm not really thrilled about it, but anyway, it's in there and it spins freely now, so we're going to move on to the next one. I'm happy with that. That thing spins around nice and free in there. Binding up. Some funny noises. I'm gonna call that a success. That tool was frustrating. I'm gonna throw some assembly lube on those bearings now, and I think we're gonna call that a day. Alright, next up is the crank. We're gonna get this thing back in there. I've got some new bearings to throw in, got a new rear main, I got some plasti gauge so we can check the clearances. Everything's all cleaned up, so I'll start popping those bearings in and give it a check. There we go. Alright, see what we got. Fingers crossed, people. Well, it certainly looks like it's closer to the 3. It's definitely not 2. So the service manual talks about using a 1 thou piece of brass shim stock and jamming it in there. I don't know if plasti gauge was a thing back in that day, right? And then it says if you have a 1 thou shim in there and you can turn it, it's considered satisfactory. So this thing actually doesn't even really give a size unless it's somewhere This is somewhere down here. Crankshaft. Tooth out. Well, I guess we're a bit over. That's interesting. Oh well, I think we're just gonna go with it. Well, I tried another one just to see what was up, and it squished down to about a 1 thou or 1.5 thou clearance. So I went back and I'm just trying to zoom in. Tried the same one again, and now it's sitting at about 2 thou. So I don't know if there was, maybe, I noticed there's some oil on the surface where the caps was. Maybe that didn't let me get it torqued down all the way. I don't know. Anyway, it's sitting at about 2 thou, so I think we're probably good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and put all the mains in and get them torqued down. Alright, see if we can get some end play measured here. Okay. Yeah, it's about 5. Should be good. Okay, we are moving on to the pistons. We're going to get these things into the engine. So we've got a set of new rings. We're going to get all the rings installed onto the pistons. And then over into the motor. So let's get working. Alright, got all of our new piston rings installed. I had trouble with a couple of them. They were really snug in there. So I had to go take some sandpaper and kind of run it through the grooves and just kind of loosen it up a little bit. But we got them all in. Next thing, we're going to get these things installed into the engine. So I have a set of new bearings. We have our compressor tool. We're gonna plastic gauge 1, maybe 2, just to make sure we have the correct bearings, and we'll get these things in. These guys get torqued down to 45 foot-pounds. So yeah, we'll start throwing these guys in. Alright, I've never done this, so I'm going to kind of struggle through this first one here. What I'm going to do is put some engine lube on the rings, I guess, and then I'm going to spray some WD-40 down into the bore and then into this compressor, and now we'll just see how that works out. Just want to get something on here so it's not dry. Okay, I've got some rubber hose on the end so I don't nick the crankshaft. I'll just give this a spray here. And so I guess gently drop that in. Okay, now I've got to get this compressor on. Let's see what happens. So that's pretty much lined up. Okay, that went in. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Okay, I'm going to leave it about there. I'm going to flip this thing over and then we can get the backside done. Okay, I am going to put a little blob of plasti gauge on here and check this guy. So we'll do that. So, well, depending on where you go on the piece, we're somewhere between 2 and 1.5. So that is within spec from what I can tell in the book. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead. We're going to go with that. We're going to get all these things installed. Alright, there we have it. I got this thing all back together. Pistons are in. I went and did the rear main seal on it. And everything rotates. Nothing binds up. I was checking this thing as I went. And yeah, everything went pretty smooth. I did run into an issue on cylinder number 3. I think I might have put the cap on backwards because when I torqued it down, I couldn't rotate the crank at all. Anyway, I popped it back out, put it back together, and everything was fine. So maybe I put the cap on backwards. I'm not really sure, but it's good now. Next up, we're going to tackle the heads and check out what I have. A friend of mine lent me this. It's an old Black & Decker valve grinder, and then we have alright, and then we have this that goes along with it for doing for grinding the seats. Alright, so we got all kinds of stones here, all kinds of stuff for grinding the seats. So that's gonna be the next episode. We're gonna start tackling these cylinder heads. We're gonna give it a valve job here. Start going through all this stuff. Get these heads cleaned up. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna call it quits here. Part 1 of the rebuild is done. We got the lower end assembly all buttoned back up. Next time around, we're going to start tackling the heads and get the valve train all back in. Thanks for watching, folks. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.